Everyone or just the committee members?
When we were in person, we would name the committee members, the administration. We would mention which council people were also present.
Okay.
I don't know if that matters in the same way now that we're all on the Zoom.
Yeah, no, I don't, that's what we'd always done, Darren. You name the committee members and also present. And, you know, that's all.
Okay.
Darren, you're free to start the meeting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. This is a meeting of the Admin and Compensation Committee. We are in attendance, our committee members, myself, Councilperson DiBernardo, Councilperson Evans, Tomko, Councilperson Grube, Dave Bloom, Rob Jameson. I think I see Councilperson Rogoff as well. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. It is 6:32 and it is Monday, February 22nd. So we're here to talk about Ordinance 2021-11. It's a classification and salary schedule. We've met on this issue once earlier and needed to change some of the language and really some of the topics. So I think we have a revised and pretty concise matter to take in front of council today, which I think there are 3 portions of. And Rob, I'll let you put some work into this. I'll let you talk about, address the 3 things we want to speak about tonight.
Sure, thank you, Darren. I have, there's 2 things that are pretty much the same, one slight change and then a new item added and 1 item removed from what you saw on the February 4th agenda when we looked to make the changes the first time. The first item is the reclassification of the police lieutenant position from pay grade 29 to pay grade 30. This is the exact same item that we discussed and was listed in the February 4th meeting. I resent out the documents that Chief Dasik provided and that the mayor recommended for this pay reclassification. That's the first item. The second item is a new item before the committee tonight, and that is to reclassify the fire chief position from part-time to full-time. Chief Zugan will be retiring here this spring from his full-time job in another community. And it was felt by the mayor that with his greater availability and some of the upcoming projects that he'll be tackling with the fire department, that he on average would be spending more than 30 hours per week at that position, but under 37.5 hours per week. So with that, Mayor Tomko recommended that he be reclassified to full-time. He will be keeping the same salary that he is currently making and will be staying within the same salary classification. The only change will be he will be now eligible for health care benefits with the village with this classification. The third, and we can take any questions when I'm done kind of giving an overview here. The third item is the zoning and building inspector position. Originally, we had proposed this titled as an assistant building and zoning inspector. After more discussion internally, there was some concern that that might give the wrong impression when we advertise this position. That would be more of a subordinate role, a lower grade type position for a permanent role with the building department. So we decided to title it as zoning and building inspector. In the job posting, it'll be very clear that this will be start off as a training role, and that person will be working under Harry Edwards, our current inspector, for 1 year's time until the spring of 2022 when Harry retires from the village. And it would be expected this person would then take over as the regular zoning and building inspector. Also, by adding this to the current staffing chart, we would have 2 people classified in the same pay classification. It would give us a little more flexibility in setting a salary range commensurate with who we recommend for the position. And that pretty much will give us a really good opportunity to hire somebody new and bring to the village what we need for that position. The fourth item is we are removing at this time the request for the assistant superintendent of utilities to be added to the staffing chart. A few council people reached out to me and wanted to look into some other ideas and some additional information to be provided on the qualifications of our utilities department employees, and kind of get into that request a little more in depth. We're not under a time frame for that request. We were going to implement that position later this year anyway. So we're going to work on that and have those discussions, get that information together, and come back to council at a later time with our plan for succession planning in that department. So that's kind of an overview of these 4 items. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions, and we'll go from there.
Rob, when we put this in front of council tonight, are we going to talk about the deferral of the superintendent of utilities position? Or it's not a topic? I don't see
No,
a
it's
reason
not,
to.
but we removed it off of our request. So right now, there's nothing to be voted on. There's nothing showing in the salary schedule that's proposed that indicates that.
So no reason to discuss it tonight.
Right.
It all seems pretty straightforward to me, and I know we've talked about it before in a committee meeting. So I don't have any objection to what's being suggested here. I know we'll probably have some dialogue with the rest of council tonight, but Rob, I think what you've done is good work here, and I'm glad that everyone has, or several people have weighed in to talk about some changes, and it all makes sense to me.
Same. I think that the only, Jan, are you speaking? Go ahead.
No, I was not.
Oh, so sorry. It makes sense to me, and I think, I mean, the only addition is making Frank Zugan, the only thing we haven't really discussed is making Frank Zugan a full-time employee so that he can receive health benefits, and removing it. The salary stays the same. And then also changing the title for the building department person to make the advertising and the hiring a little bit more clear. Both of which sound like great decisions. So I'm in favor of this legislation.
It's great.
I'm in favor of them as well, and I think both of you have expressed my views also.
Okay. Is this a section where we vote?
Can I make a motion? I make a motion that we
Thank you.
that we recommend this legislation be adopted this evening at council.
Second,
Okay. Motion made by Councilperson DiBernardo and second by Councilperson Evans. Aaron, is there anything we need to do further?
Just a vote.
Oh, right. Do you want me to do the roll call?
I could take that.
Okay. Thanks.
Weibel,
Aye.
Evans,
aye.
DiBernardo.
Aye.
All right.
Okay. And with that, we will adjourn the Admin Comp Committee meeting for this evening. We'll see you all at 7 o'clock.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.